Welcome to today's session. In this session, I'm going to continue with the first chapter in sociology, that is Introduction to Sociology. Before starting with today's session, let us recall what we had studied in the previous class. In the previous class, we had learnt about the meaning of sociology, the origin of sociology, and also the early sociologists, that is Western thinkers, their definition we had learnt, and also the importance of sociology, why we have to study the sociology, and the relationship between sociology and other social science uh, parts, isn't it? That is sociology and political science, and sociology and uh, uh, the business studies, and sociology with the uh, history, and how it is interrelated, that we had studied in the previous class. Even though sociology was an integral part of social science, it has been separated in the recent times, and it got its own dimension, separate identity it got. As a separate subject, individual subject, people started learning, isn't it? And earlier it was a part of civics. You had studied in the junior classes that under civics, the social responsibility and the societal functions and the government and all. But here, sociology as a separate subject, you started learning from the previous session, isn't it? So ultimately, the meaning of sociology is nothing but it is a subject which helps us to study about the society. Coming to today's session, we are going to learn about the Indian sociologist, and it is there for 8th standard syllabus, okay? And it has not been dropped from the lesson. It is there, very much there. You have to learn their contributions towards the society, that is, prominent Indian sociologists and their contributions to the society. Can you identify this person? This picture? He is none other than Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He has said that life should be great rather than long. He has meant for it. He made his life great by serving the society, and the constitution what we have at present was being traced by him. He was a chairman of drafting committee. He is known as an architect of Indian constitution, isn't it? He was a great author too. He has written many books, and that one book name has been displayed here. Who were the Shudras? It was written by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. We are going to learn about this B.R. Ambedkar in detail. He was born in a village in Maharashtra. Okay, he was born in a village in Maharashtra in 1891 on 14th April in a downtrodden family, and he was a great visionary. In his childhood, he was being exploited, and since because he was from the Dalit background, he was ill treated in the society, and this ill treatment had wounded him, and he wanted to fight for the rights of the downtrodden and Dalit community. So he realized that only the education can bring changes in the society. So he would emphasize on education. He was a great social reformer, as I told you. Since he was deeply wounded in his childhood and exploited in his childhood, his community was exploited. So he wanted to fight for the upliftment of the downtrodden and Dalit community. So at later stage, he started fighting for the rights, equal rights, and you all know that he was a first law minister of India, and he was an architect of Indian Constitution, isn't it? Let us learn in detail about him. Ambedkar's full name was Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar. He was a great social reformer and an expert in law. He fought against the exploitation of Dalits in India like untouchability. Ambedkar was first to prove that all sorts of problems, that's what the social problems can be resolved, exploitations of Dalits can be stopped only through education. By educating the people, by making them to understand the human values and humanity, then only the society can be lifted and the social evils can be brought to an end. He realized, and he also emphasized on education, that too free and compulsory education, and said that it is a main tool. Education is a main tool for social transformation. What is a transformation? The change, progressive change, which we need to bring in our life. Only with the help of education only we can bring this inequality to an end. And Ambedkar, he argued that to overcome the social discrimination, differences, okay, social evils, in a logical way, and he gave the solution that only education can bring the change in the society, which can make great change in the social status of the downtrodden people and the Dalit community, untouchables. As I told you, he made education, he argued in favor of compulsory and free education. And he also said that education can never become an individual property or a community property. It is of public property only. So to bring changes, the social changes in the society, only the education is the solution. Educating people is the solution for an end of social evils. He played an important role in drafting Indian constitutions. Only said that he was a father of, he was an architect of Indian constitution. I said, as you all know that he was a great social reformer. He gave he emphasized on education. He also oh, ensured that in the constitution everyone should have this equal rights. That is regarding the social justice he uplifted, and regarding equality in the world, it was been emphasized by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Uh, he was uh, he was from the downtrodden family. I said, isn't it? We learned. Now, he had his formal education in Maharashtra only. At later stage, with the help of royal this thing scholarship and his teachers' support, he received PhD from Columbia University in the year 1916. He was a great writer and a visionary. He started a magazine called as Mokanayaka. In that, he discussed about the social evils and how to overcome the social problems in the society. Okay, this Mokanayaka was the magazine which was started by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. As I told, he was a great writer. He had written many books, in that Annihilation of Caste, then Who Are Shudras, Buddha and His Dharma, um, many more. He died in the year 1956, and this book, no, Buddha and Dharma, it was released after his death. Okay, he adopted Buddhism in his later stage. G.S. Ghurye, one more great sociologist, Indian sociologist, he established Department of Sociology in the Indian universities. His full name was Govinda Sadashiva Ghurye. He was born on December 12, 1893 at Malwan of Maharashtra. He completed his college education in Bombay University and received PhD from Cambridge University in London. He was a great sociologist, as I said. He started teaching where he had studied in Maharashtra, that is in Bombay University only. And he also wrote many books: Caste and Race in India, Scheduled Tribes and Indian Saints, and many other books were written by him. All these sociologists have brought the awareness about the human existence, and they emphasize equality in the society through education. Okay? Just like Ambedkar, even he also emphasized, he was a contemporary sociologist of Ambedkar. M. Srinivas. He popularized the field-based sociological studies in India. He wrote a book, that is A Remembered Village, in 1976. It was been published many times under the guidance of his teacher Radcliffe Brown. He wrote one more book, The Religion and the Society of Kodavas of South India, Kodavas of Karnataka community. You know that in Kodagu region and all, you will find this community. Okay. His full name was Mysore Narasimhachar Srinivas and was born to Narasimhachar and Rukmini on November 16, 1916 at Mysore. He received MA, LLB and PhD from Bombay University. He also earned D.Litt from Oxford University. He worked as a professor at Delhi, and his major contributions are, that is, the works which he had written were of The Religion and the Society of Kodavas of South India, Indian Village, Social Change in Modern India, 1966, Remembered Village, which was written with the help of his teacher, guidance of his teacher. He said, no, that is Radcliffe. Even this M.N. Srinivas was also a great social thinker. The contribution in the field of sociology is, he wrote many books and he also fought for the upliftment of Kodava community. Okay, this can be asked under objectives. Parvatama, she was a well-known sociologist, women sociologist in India. She had tough time in her childhood. She lost her father when she was born. She was being brought up by his uncle and mother, maternal family members, and her mother. Okay, Parvatama was a great sociologist, and she wanted to emphasize on education, and this was not possible in her hometown. So she moved from there and she started working as an active social activist at later stage, and Parvatama completed her education in her childhood under a single teacher school at her village, and she continued her middle school education at the neighboring Lokere village and high school education at Davangere. A teacher named Kantaraj Shetty arranged for her intermediate education at Mysore. As I told now, she moved from her village to pursue her higher education with the help of her teacher only. Her teacher had supported her to move out from the village to reach to Mysore to pursue her education. So she finished her intermediate education at Maharani College of Mysore, and she served as a sociologist, and she fought for the rights and inequality and gender discrimination and all. Okay. Airavati Karve was one more woman sociologist. She is recognized as a prominent sociologist of India, and she was a student of G.S. Ghurye. You have already studied about him. And daughter-in-law, she was a daughter-in-law of famous social reformist Maharshi Karve. Had concern in social and national issues. not only with the societal issues, even she had raised her voice regarding the national issues too. She had her MA from Bombay University and worked there as a professor in Bombay University, Pune College. And her contributions are kinship and organization in India, Indian society and institution and relationship. So she was also a great writer. Okay. Here Desai was one more prominent Indian sociologist. He was a follower of Karl Marx. Karl Marx, who highlighted the principles of communism. Communism is a system where everything will be controlled by the government and everyone will be treated equally. Okay, there won't be any discrimination in the society, and everyone will be treated equally, and all the powers will be under the governmental control. Here, Desai is an important sociologist, as I told, and he was a great follower of Marxist principle. He worked as an UGC National Fellow and as a head of the Department of Sociology in Bombay University. His full name is Akshay Ramlal Desai and was born in the year 1915. He was a student of G.S. Ghurye, later taught and became the head of the same department. And as he was the follower of Marxist principles ideologies, um, in his social studies, he was identified as a Marxist sociologist. So, this is one more possible question. Who was a Marxist sociologist? That is A.R. Desai. His sociological background of Indian nationalism work is the best work which has been identified in the sociology. Okay. Indian rural sociology, slums and urbanization are his major works. He worked actively in Indian sociological society. All these sociologists, whoever have contributed in the field of sociology, they were for the equal rights and education. Only with the equality and education, the society can progress. With the progress of the society, the nation can grow. So, this is not in one man's hand, it is there in the hands of the community. From community to the society, from the society to the nation. So, for the betterment and well being of everyone, we should have the tendency of equality among ourselves and respecting one another. Thank you. I'll end this session. Uh, I'll be giving you a few questions, and that will be in the PDF form. You have to write those questions in your classwork.